this is Ginger from My Sister's Scrapper. I had a lot of requests from people to share with you how I created the pages in this little Graphic 45 Bohemian Bazaar mini album that I used envelopes in. So that's what I'm going to share with you today. The envelopes that I used were from the Paper Studio, and they're the number 9 envelopes, and you get 25 in a package, and I usually wait till they're on sale for 50% off because they're only like $4.99. They are 8 3/4 inches by 3 and looks like 7/8 of an inch, something like that. It says 8.875 by 3.875. So that's what I'm going to share with you today. So the first thing you're going to need to make this particular mini album, I used 3 full envelopes and 2. So I actually used a total of 5 of these envelopes to make the pages. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get your cutter out, and you're going to take one of your envelopes. You're going to actually do this to 3 envelopes, so we'll take 3 envelopes out, and you're going to put them in your trimmer. And we are going to cut off, not the flap end, you're going to put the flap end here, and you're going to measure it to 8.5. And you're going to go ahead and trim that off, just like that, the bottom. So it's actually opened now, all the way through. And then sometimes they're not glued very well, so I just pull that piece off. So that's what you're going to do to 3 of the envelopes. You're going to cut them to 8.5 inches. You're going to just trim off the closed end. So you're going to do that to all 3 of them. And then on the other 2, what you're going to do is you're going to, again, put it in here like this. And we're going to just trim off a small little sliver. It doesn't matter where. Because once we trim it off so it's open-ended, we want to measure from the open end, after you've trimmed the bottom edge off, put that on your 3.5 inch mark and cut. So there's 1, and we need 3 of these that are 3.5 inches. And I'm going to cut that 3.5. So this gives you 2, but we do need 1 more, so that's why you'll have to either use another envelope to cut another 3.5 inch piece. So these are also little tubes. So you need 3 that are this size, that are 3.5 inches this way, and you need 3 that are cut with just the little end off, so it measures a total of 8.5 inches. So then what you're going to do is you're going to take your piece that you've trimmed off, that's 8.5 inches, and you're going to put it in here on the 8.5 inch side, and we're going to do some scoring. The first score mark is going to be at 3 3/4. The next score mark is going to be at 4 1/4, and the last score mark is going to be at 4 3/4. Okay. So what you're going to do first is you're going to go ahead and fold on the middle score line, which was your 4 1/4. So you're going to fold that like this, and then you're going to go ahead and sit it down and fold back on your other 2. So you kind of have a valley and a mountain and a valley fold. So it's going to look like this once you get it scored. And then what that's going to do is you're going to go ahead and create your hinges, and I only used 3 hinges in mine. And create your hinges, and then this is going to sit on top of your hinges. Like here, I'll just use this one for example, even though it's not going to fit. They're going to sit right on top of your hinges like this, and your hinges will be the same size. And then you're going to go ahead and glue those down with your score tape, so your page is going to be attached like that. And we'll have 3 hinges. And then what you're going to do to create, this is going to be your hinge. Once you get it glued down, that's going to be your hinge for your inside page. So what you'll do is after you get this glued down, you'll take your scissors and you will angle these corners after they're attached to your base hinge. That way these little pieces will slip right on there like that. Just like this. Okay? So that's how I made the pages in this little book. So this is your envelope piece right here, from here to here, and then this piece right here is attached to this hinge after you attach it to your base hinge. Okay, so then the measurements for your inserts that go inside, I went ahead and did that for you. And you can, if you don't want them to stick out, because mine all stick out because I didn't want to put pull tabs on them. For these, they're 4.5 by 3.5, and then I used a decorative edge, which trimmed it off just a little bit, maybe 1/4 of an inch. And then the ones for these little smaller pockets here, they're 3 by 3.5. And then the inserts that go inside the envelopes that have the flap on them, they are 3.5 by 3.5. So there you go. And then I just went ahead and covered my envelopes with design paper. And that was about it. It's really easy. Your covers are going to measure 4 by 4. And then I used a 1 3/4 by 4 for my spine. And when I made my hinges, I left a 1/2 inch gap, because there's only 3 hinges because of all the bulk that we had in here, and I wanted to put some bulky embellishments on here. So I used a 1/2 inch space between my first page and my front cover, and then between my first page group and my second page group I left another 1/2 inch, and so forth. So there you go. That's how I created the little pages in this little Bohemian Bazaar mini album. It's really simple. So there you go. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye.